Welcome to the Bantha tail end of space, otherwise known as Tatooine. Hope you enjoy heat, Captain. It's the closest you'll get to landing on a sun, unless you're really unlucky.
What cargo am I delivering to this flaming dust ball?
No delivery here, only a pickup. We're here because of a crime lord named Diago Hickson, the closest thing Noctrayan ever had to a rival. Diago was always trying to one-up Nock. They fought for territory, bragging rights, and the occasional woman. The battles were legendary.
What started this war between Nock and Diago?
Nock was the most successful gangster in the galaxy. Diago was never happy being number 2. Diago celebrated Nock's death by raiding one of his storehouses, stole an advanced Grease sensor computer, priceless technology. To find Noctrayan's fortune, we need to pry that sensor computer out of Diago's sticky fingers.
Holding on to things is tricky when you're full of blaster holes.
If you think you can kill Diago Hickson, take the shot. But you'd have to find him first. No one's seen Diago in years. He only communicates through his lieutenants. One of those lieutenants, a Nicto named Two Creek, promised to help. You need to meet him.
He must want something in exchange for helping us.
Two Creek wants fame. I promised I'd tell everyone he helped find Noctrayan's riches. If you run into Diago, watch your back. He makes Skavik look like a Jedi Padawan.
Does my favorite starship thief know about this deal?
Some things I kept from Skavik, just in case. This is one of them. Two Creek owns a club in the desert outside Anchorhead. He's expecting you. Good luck, Captain.
Risha's business partner, here at last. Impressive. I'm honored she felt the need to make a show of strength. She must think very highly of me.
Are all gangsters this full of themselves?
I've never met a humble criminal.
I guess big egos are part of the job description.
I'm sorry to say this, but you've come at a bad time to do business. Things are tense.
What's wrong? You got problems with the local lawmen?
It's much worse than that.
Hey, pretty face! You don't belong here.
I'm not looking for any trouble.
Then you definitely don't belong here.
Excuse me, but I suddenly feel an urge to put away all the breakable things.
I'm only a weary traveler. There's plenty of room here for both of us, my friend.
You're not my friend, got it?
I'm sure she'd buy you a drink if you gave her the chance.
I'm not thirsty.
You want to leave me alone. You want to stop noticing me.
You're really starting to annoy me. Men? Let's show pretty face what we do with people who annoy me.
If you want to pick a fight, why not pick me?
I was hoping you'd say that.
You got a big mouth. I'm gonna enjoy shutting it. Men, kill them both!
I wish this hadn't ended in violence, but it was brave of you to intervene.
Not the sort of place I expect to meet a Jedi.
It's only the second time I've visited an establishment like this. The other time also ended badly. My name is Nariel Prydence. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm looking for Vaveron Zare, an agent of evil and servant of the Sith Empire. Have you heard of her?
I've met a lot of agents of evil, but nobody by that name.
Zare is a being of vast darkness and a grave threat to the galaxy. I hear she's taken an interest in the local underworld, so I came to observe these criminals and gain information.
Looks like this resource is a dead end.
Yes, it's best I move on. I sense you're destined for greater things than consorting with common criminals. I must continue my search for Vaveron Zare. May the Force be with you.
thought she'd never leave. Look at this mess. Our gang has enough problems without Jedi chasing Sith through our territory.
The infamous Diago Hickson has trouble?
Our organization is under attack by a gang of Geonosians. Last week they took over our spice warehouse. Killed everyone, including a fellow lieutenant who had the only way of contacting Diago.
What's a Geonosian?
Overgrown insects with heavy weapons and bad attitudes. They're sitting on what we need. Diago hates it when we bother him. He got so angry, he killed a crate dragon. Gave us lieutenants one fang to share. Only the lieutenant with the crate dragon fang can speak to Diago, and you helped kill the men I was sending to get it.
You got a brilliant plan, right?
The way I see it, this is at least partly your fault. If you want your sensor computer, get me that crate dragon fang.
One reptile tooth coming right up.
My deceased associate kept the fang at the spice warehouse. Place is crawling with Geonosians. Won't be easy. Discouraging those Geonosians from sticking around will give us leverage with the boss. Just a suggestion. I'm heading for Diago's summer palace at these coordinates. Meet me there with the crate dragon fang.
Don't worry about me.
Well, I'm pleased Diago finally responded to my provocation. I was expecting a bit more.
Captain, we've got something here.
Is that absurd little trophy the reason Diago sent you?
This crate dragon tooth is the key to Diago's heart. Didn't you know?
You're funny. I suppose I can work with that. My name is Vavarone Zer. I'm interested in discussing a bargain with Diago Hickson.
I'm trying to get a meeting with Diago myself.
Yes, it's easier to get an appointment with the Dark Council. I've been prodding Diago for weeks. Raid a business here, kill a lieutenant there. But it's like he hasn't noticed. I thought sending the Geonosians to raid this operation would surely draw him out. But all I've got is you.
Get to the point.
I'm seeking a small crimson box. One curio of many in Diago's personal collection. I'll give him whatever he wants for the box. But I need to arrange a meeting. Can you do that?
What do I get if I help you?
Whoa, Captain, you sure about this? I mean, she's a Sith.
It's a good offer. Who cares where it came from?
I hope you know what you're doing.
For your assistance, you'll receive a gift few beings ever enjoy. The pleasure of my company. You'll be the only member of your species who experiences me as something besides a master. I offer the chance of a lifetime. All I ask is that you arrange a meeting for me with Diago.
I'd rather drink a hut's bathwater.
How revolting. That was fun, but unnecessary. Now run along and reconsider my offer. Until we meet again.
You ever get the feeling we're in over our heads?
That's what makes this job so much fun.
You've got an interesting idea of fun. Don't know why you're looking at me. You're in charge.
The Crate Dragon Fang. And in perfect condition. I'm deeply impressed with how you handled those Geonosians, Captain.
Remember that Sith we heard about? She controls the Geonosians, and she wants to meet Diago.
The Sith is behind the attacks on our operation? How do you know?
For a being of pure evil, she was surprisingly forthcoming.
Typical Sith. Start negotiations by blasting everything in sight. Let's hope that Jedi from my club puts the Sith out of our misery. We're going to an underground water well the natives call the Light Spring. The boss turned it into his private retreat. Now that we have the Fang, he'll let us in. Oh! What now?
Kubrick! The palace is under attack! Imperial commandos! They're tearing us apart, breaching the security doors!
Diago will be furious if this palace falls to the Empire. Only one thing to do. The Imperials and meet me at the Light Spring.
You're gonna leave me to clean this up?
Not abandoning you. I just don't want to die. Good luck. See you at the Light Spring.
I was afraid you might have forgotten our agreement, so I sent some friends to jog your memory.
Lady, I'm gonna enjoy watching you die.
Don't be tedious. We both know the last thing you want to do is kill me. You promised to arrange a meeting for me with Diago. I want it. Now.
I'm through with you. Get lost.
How can you reject me? Your brain must be diseased or something. I'm afraid I have no choice but to order my soldiers to kill you. There's just no reasoning with some people.
Behind you, Captain.
I saw the Imperial commandos. Are you injured?
It'll take more than the Empire's finest to finish me off.
Bravado makes poor armor. You're fortunate to be alive. I'm disappointed to see you in this place after our last conversation. I thought you'd learned to stop associating with criminals. Why are you here?
Everyone's there is after something the local crime lord has. A red box.
Thank you for confiding in me. Whatever Zaire wants, she mustn't be allowed to get it. I don't suppose you'd know anything about my enemy's present whereabouts.
The crime lord she's after is at a cavern in the desert. It's called the Light Spring.
Zaire may already know about that place. There's no time to lose. Stay here. When I confront Zaire, it will be a horrific battle. You won't want to be around. May the Force be with us both. Farewell.
Ugly and dead.
Now another joins the Jedi to irritate me like sandflies. Is this how you serve two Greek? Inept.
The captain and I have business. We have nothing to do with this Jedi.
I invited the Jedi. She's a little stiff, but basically all right.
You shouldn't have followed me. It isn't safe here.
Oh, you have no idea. Hello again. Forcing me to follow you through that blazing desert. Not your best move.
I hope you got blisters all over your pale Sithy feet.
I'm feeling especially unsympathetic toward you.
Surrender is your only option, Zare. You can't win.
Empty chatter, like fingernails on transparent steel. I will silence. Who is that?
Captain, haven't heard from you in a while. Everything all right?
I'm kind of in the middle of something, Risha.
Oh, beautiful girl. So beautiful.
Wait, is that him? You're with Diago?
I want to see her again. Now!
I could set you two up if you're interested.
Bring her to me, and I'll forgive you for disturbing my sanctuary.
Diago, dear, I can offer you so much more. Just as soon as we rid ourselves of this Jedi.
Afraid to fight me alone, Sith?
Silence! The only voice here should be mine.
Diago, you're every bit the monster Vaveron Zare is. You will both pay.
You want to draw your weapon. You want to kill the Jedi.
I think I'd rather kill you.
You won't live long enough to regret this.
No more! I find a beautiful girl myself! Droids! Kill everyone!
I didn't do anything!
Everyone!
Not many can claim they battled a Sith and lived. You're in rare company.
There was a pushover. I've had way tougher fights.
I'm sure your experience would have been different had you faced her alone. I see now why Zare thought this box was worth killing over. Thank the Force we stopped her. This is a Sith holocron. It was created centuries ago by a powerful Dark Lord called Darth Nihilus.
You're not gonna go all Sithy just by holding it, are you?
It doesn't quite work like that, but your concern is duly noted. I'll ensure this relic remains safely hidden from Zare's allies. The Empire must never access the terrible secrets contained here. My ship is waiting nearby. I should go. We've saved countless lives today.
Put in a good word about me with your Jedi friends.
Goodbye. May the Force protect you.
Not Drayan, that's all I hear. What was it like to fight Not Drayan? Oh, the next time some fool asks me that, I'll bury this holo recording in his forehead and play it back for the survivors. Not Drayan was never a true gangster, not like me. He just pretended. People think I fought him because he was more successful, because he made me number 2, because he stole my wife. Lies! I fought him because he was no more a gangster than I am a senator. Nock was a con artist. The whole underworld was his mark. He was using us for something. Don't know what. But I do know he never gave a damn about being king of the underworld. It was all just a game. At least that pile of filth is finally dead. I raided his storehouse just to be sure. He never came. I'm still alive, and he's not. I won. You hear that, Nock? I won!
Wasn't sure I'd see you alive again, much less with that sensor computer. How did you get it?
Diago Hickson passed away unexpectedly. Left me a generous inheritance.
He's dead? Good. I mean, for your reputation. Sorry I didn't get a chance to chat with him before he died. My holo malfunctioned.
That blob of a gangster took a real interest in you.
I'm sure he reacts like that to all the beautiful girls. With that sensor computer installed, this freighter will be a first-rate scout vessel. I'll patch it into the ship's rectenna before takeoff. You should notice a difference right away.
I expect to be warned whenever there's trouble around.
The way things go for us, we'll have to reset the alarm every other parsec. Let's leave this sandball in our rear thrusters, Captain. Nock Drayan's fortune is out there waiting for us. Alderaan certainly is the prettiest world on our itinerary. Don't let all that breathtaking scenery fool you, though. This is the most dangerous planet of the core worlds. The nobles here could teach the Sith a few things about backstabbing and assassination.
Great. A planet of two-faced killers.
They say every noble who's anyone has killed at least one person, even if by accident. Every so often, the noble families spill their bloodlines fighting for the throne. The current succession war is the bloodiest on record. Since the Empire arrived to put its own puppet in charge, there's no telling who will come out on top.
Who's the big shot around here?
House Ulgo seized the throne, but maybe not for long. The whole planet's a war zone. The first time I visited, I thought all the nobles were so glamorous. Then I saw the truth. These people don't know how lucky they are, or what they should do with their fortunes. They don't deserve to rule.
These nobles really upset you, don't they?
I couldn't care less about them. All that matters is getting what we came here for. Your first delivery is a piece of glaze cake. All you have to do is escort that antique power droid to House Organa's castle. Since House Organa runs this spaceport and their castle is right around the corner, dropping off the droid should be a quick run.
The droid's my first delivery. What's the second?
One deal at a time, Captain. Let's focus on dumping that bucket of bolts. The droid belongs to a couple of young nobles, Len Taran and his sister Sidonia. Decent people, all things considered.
Got it. I'd better get moving. made a deal with a woman named Risha for this droid. I'm here to collect.
Welcome home, you ugly little thing. I mean the droid, of course.
This is no time for your juvenile jokes. We should properly introduce ourselves. I am Lady Sidonia Terran, Herald of the Gold Aurora.
And I'm her brother, Lord Len Terran, Warden of the Eternal Flame. Please call me Len.
It's an honor to meet people with such fancy titles.
Titles are a credit a bucketful here. If you want one, I have a few I'm not using.
My brother and I are all that remains of House Terran's noble bloodline.
One of Alderaan's more reprehensible pedigrees, House Bayless, slaughtered our family and seized all our holdings.
If that happened to me, I'd be raising an army.
Hard to raise much of anything when you haven't two credits to rub together.
This droid holds new hope for us, literally. Centuries ago, our ancestors hid something inside it for safekeeping.
Pirates absconded with the unfashionable machine generations ago. Tracking it down has consumed our family since before we were born.
What that droid contains will rebuild House Terran, but we need instructions to safely open the hidden compartment. It's rigged to explode, you see.
The instructions are at our family's estate, now occupied by House Bayless's forces. Without those instructions, we can't pay you.
Are you looking to hire me?
You're obviously talented at acquiring things.
The instructions we need are in a datapad of Terran family history at our estate's library. If you retrieve that datapad, we'll add a substantial bonus to your payment.
And there are some additional family heirlooms we'll pay you handsomely to recover while you're there.
What am I looking for, exactly?
They'll be the valuable-looking things surrounded by guards.
Len, it's time for your meeting with House Organa. Don't keep their counselors waiting this time.
You just want this handsome stranger to yourself. Next time, dear sister, you get to beg our hosts for their table scraps.
What are you waiting for? An invitation?
I'll try not to come back too soon, dear sister.
Take your time here, Captain. I'll go stretch my legs.
I couldn't face another dreary meeting with House Organa's counselors. Thank you for sparing me.
I've been looking forward to a private chat since I got here.
I'll try not to disappoint you. When I was a girl, I dreamed of adventuring among the stars. What's it like, living that life?
Come to my ship and see.
That would generate no end of gossip. This is already quite a breach of etiquette, you know. An off-world man calling on a lady in private. People will talk.
Face it, you can't resist me.
I'm often drawn to things I'm not supposed to have. Regardless, I've kept you from your business long enough. Please take care of yourself out there.
Don't worry about me.
Rumors are filling the hollow frequencies of a daring robbery at our old estate. You've set a lot of tongues wagging.
House Bayless is missing a datapad from their new library.
I let my dear sister have the honors. Never could decipher that blasted thing.
It's a simple code, woven through the genealogical entries. You just have to assemble the letters correctly, Len.
You're obviously the brains of this family, Sidonia.
She's also very talented on the violflute. Oh, and a gardener, and a poet, and...
Len, do shut up. According to this, we must pry open the droid's ventral servomotor housing and disable its lateral conduits. The holochip is hidden within a false power storage unit behind a detonite charge, entering the disarm code. I've got it! After all these centuries, we finally have our proof. The information on this holochip proves House Turan is owed a considerable number of credits. When the other families hear of this, we will reclaim our status among the nobility.
I guess congratulations are in order.
Please, there's no need. We're just happy to be rich.
Then take this data and have it authenticated by the Royal Council. I'll see to our benefactor's payment.
I'm sure you will, dear sister.
I suppose you'll be leaving soon. You don't seem like a man who stays in one place for long.
I always have time for a gorgeous lady.
There's a charming crudeness to your romantic gestures I can't help admiring. One advantage to being an honored guest at House Organa is access to their finest food and drink. I can arrange a special meal for the two of us. We'll eat and talk about your adventures.
What happens when I run out of stories?
Why don't we start a conversation and see where things lead? Follow me to the parlor. We'll pour ourselves a drink while we wait for the food. Aren't you glad you decided to stay?
Why don't you leave all this behind, Sidonia?
That's more tempting than you know. But my place is here. I owe it to my family's legacy. I promised myself a long time ago I would live my life without any regrets. Thank you for letting me keep that promise.
Any other promises I can help you keep?
Thank you, but no. This datapad contains your payment for delivering the droid. It's the schematic for a powerful anti-radiation shield invented by House Turan. The shield will protect your starship from lethal cosmic rays. You should give the datapad to your business partner, Risha.
What's she gonna do with it?
Build the shield, I believe. I assumed you knew all this. I also have your reward for recovering our family's heirlooms. I'm especially grateful for those. You risked your life for House Turan, and we'll never forget that. Farewell.
You got House Turan's schematic. Perfect. That wasn't too bad, was it?
Ask me again when the bruises heal.
I sense there's a long story to go with those bruises. Your next delivery is to take that head in the jar to a sniveling little stuffed shirt named Pima Ahaf. Pima is at House Alda's estate. You'll have to sneak through some tough battle zones to get there.
What else do you know?
They're Alderaan's original rulers. They've lost most of their political power, but none of their snootiness.
Can't wait to ditch that creepy head. I swear its eyes follow me around the cargo hold.
This is one delivery I recommend keeping covered. Let's not upset the locals any more than we need to. Good luck, Captain.
Guided tours of House Alda's Royal Museum are closed until further notice. I have nothing against off-world visitors, but please leave, or I'll be forced to call security.
You want this head in a jar or not?
I most certainly do not. Get that disgusting thing out of my sight. I mean, really, what sort of buffoon brings a counterfeit head and expects payment? House Alda has already obtained the head of Darth Bandon, thank you very much. It was genetically authenticated by one of my conservators yesterday.
You're being a fool.
How dare you? House Alder does not make mistakes. Cadrith? Cadrith, come here.
Yes, noble curator. How may I serve your impeccable rectitude?
Where is Neva? I want her to run the genetic authenticator on this head and prove it's a fake.
I haven't seen Neva since she authenticated the other head yesterday, noble curator. I sent a message to her holo, but she never replied.
I smell a womp rat.
This estate is vermin-free, I assure you.
Cadrith, perform a genetic authentication on this head at once. Compare the results to the head we received yesterday.
I beg your patience, noble curator. This process will take some time. I'm afraid we have a slight problem. This head is a 100% genetic match for the Sith Lord Darth Abandon. I retested the head Neva verified yesterday, and it does not appear anywhere in the genetic authenticator's database.
Tell me who delivered that fake head.
The same man who promised he could obtain it. Captain Skavik, this is Noble Curator Pima Ahoth speaking. I demand that you return the Arcanian hyperdrive at once. The head you bought it with is a counterfeit.
Sorry, Beamy. I have a strict no refunds policy. Hey, Captain. You're a little late to the party.
Where'd you dig up a counterfeit head, Skavik?
On a battlefield, where else? People will buy anything if the case is fancy enough. Hope you don't mind, Beamy, but Neva's taking an early retirement. She's too gorgeous for life in a museum.
What? You menace! You corrupted that girl!
Wasn't that hard, trust me. Whoa, easy there, Scruffy. I see your taste in friends hasn't improved, Captain.
I think you should get to know Bodar better.
No thanks. I wouldn't want to catch any fleas. I wish I had a hollow of your face right now, Captain. That expression is just priceless. Have fun eating my vapor trails.
This is unthinkable. Skavik has committed a grievous affront to House Alder.
I was promised payment for this head, your worship.
The hyperdrive was to be your payment. It's an extraordinary apparatus, custom built by one of Arcania's most brilliant engineers. Skavik received the Arcanian hyperdrive at the spaceport yesterday. If he's still there, he must not have finished installing it. Skavik cannot leave Alderaan without a functioning hyperdrive. Hurry, catch him before he escapes.
No clear successor that I can see, Senator. The eldest old leader.
didn't waste any time, did you, Captain? Bet you ran quicker than a Varactyl on hot sand. Not that it mattered. Yeah, sorry I can't be there in person, but my sweet little Neva is very sensitive to violence. Don't worry, though. My friends here will show you a good time.
This is a preview of what I'm gonna do to you, Skavik.
Hit it, man!
Luckiest shot in the galaxy, or those were some seriously unlucky mercenaries. I guess I'll erase this holo recording.
At least send me a copy of that holo first.
What? For your scrapbook? Look, I hate to cut things short, but I got a swanky new hyperdrive to install. Love that Arcanian tech. Take good care of the rest of my stuff, Captain. I'll be coming for it soon.
Just found out what's happening. Sorry I'm late. The good news is, I tracked Skavik's ship to House Thul's spaceport. He must have gone there to finish installing that hyperdrive. There's still time to get him.
I'll fly us to that other spaceport in no time.
Throttle down, Captain. It's not that simple. The Empire controls House Thul. Skavik has landing clearance from the Imperials, but you'll have to sneak in on foot. Luckily, someone here owes me a big favor. I've arranged a meeting to sneak you inside that spaceport and get the hyperdrive.
What a perfect excuse to blow things up.
Careful, that spaceport is crawling with Imperials. My contact is at these coordinates. Oh, and there may be a way we can profit from this whole debacle. House Alda still wants the head. That pompous gasbag Pima Ahuf will probably pay anything to get it.
I'll see what he has to say.
He was willing to give up a custom-built Arcanian hyperdrive for that head. I suspect he'll say a lot. Good luck, Captain. I'll be waiting.
Hello again, Captain. I understand Skavik has escaped. I was, truly sorry to hear that.
I still have your head. Got anything useful to trade for it?
We got off on the wrong foot, didn't we? I apologize if I was rude before. Understand, the head of Darth Bandon is a priceless artifact. He was the Sith Lord who murdered one of Alderaan's noblest sons. Centuries ago, Trask Ulgo bravely sacrificed himself in combat with Darth Bandon. Trask's martyrdom saved the Galactic Republic.
What keeps the head fresh looking after all these years?
When Darth Bandon ultimately fell in battle, Sith acolytes preserved and enshrined his head. Despicable people. Alderaan's current king is of the Ulgo family bloodline, and he reveres his ancestor Trask. The remains of Trask's murderer will be the perfect peace offering to our king. House Alda must have your head, so to speak.
I'll trade this head for a new Arcanian hyperdrive.
But I only had the one, and the Arcanian engineer who crafted it is long dead. Any payment in credits I give you for the head now will have to come from my own funds. I'm not a wealthy man. Please, I beg you, for the love of peace and posterity, please accept my offer of what little I possess.
I'll take that and your nicest museum piece.
That would violate every tenet of the Noble Curator's Code. If anyone found out, the shame of it. If I don't get that head, the shame will be worse. Here, take this. It's from the late Bergen period, very valuable. I don't know how I'll sleep at night, but at least the Baron has his head. Goodbye.
Manchi do di puna puna. Kabuk nuni slemo. Chunky faguta, jiho poda ji oto vokise.
What's wrong? You're too good to speak basic?
Patoga wata kiko uba kiri wata buki donko. Se gota do muti ki hasa da puño. Liz di woto. Kupa tonti toki maki chisa chubolo wawuni.
If I needed luck, I'd already be dead.
Kabano tase makipuna. Mali tuta odmishka. Kichawa joto du debita tuta ulya nuja.
Where's Skavik? I'd like to chat.
Nakag agib kikbenabab. Nea agam berakaki. Bomogala apayan. Nilama imi amka angam. Naya narakam. Kala ama mani mami. Libikbak.
Never drink with someone you don't know.
Kala rikaham. Pamkamaka inuk. Bragam nemya inubuyin. Kamamka amkananya. Beraka karam kara. Ninyamak oramag yang megik.
Give me the hyperdrive and you can go.
Imkanaya nugan. Jinim naya lak umnan mege.
Thank the stars. We're in desperate need, and you're the only one we can turn to.
Everything was fine when I left.
I'm afraid events have quickly turned against us in your absence.
Duke Bayless was offended by your visit to our former home. He's demanding satisfaction. The Duke is sending his son, Zin Bayless, Alderaan's finest marksman, to challenge me to a pistol duel to the death.
Is there a reason you're whining to me about it?
Because you're someone accustomed to danger, and, well, I'm not.
My brother never mastered the art of the blaster. He can't possibly face Zin. Unless we find a champion to take Lin's place, he's as good as dead. Please, will you be our champion?
Just how good is Zin?
He's fought 25 duels to the death. In each one, he fired a single shot.
Maybe he just got lucky. You could break his winning streak.
You're about to see a real live hero in action.
I knew we could count on you.
Please, come to House Organa at once. Zin will arrive any moment, and you must be here to meet him.
Just in time. We were, about to start without you.
Pathetic. This vile-looking off-worlder was the best champion you could find. Silence your vile pet, or I'll have it sent to the zoo.
Draw.
You filthy mongrel! How dare you violate the rules of noble combat? The duel hadn't even started!
As you pointed out, I'm not a noble.
I'm going to enjoy killing you.
Saved my brother's life.
Not only that, you did it with style. Where did you learn to fight like that?
It's all in the reflexes.
Drat, I was hoping you could give me some pointers.
There are no words to express our gratitude. This reward will have to suffice.
I'm glad I was around to help out.
The immediate danger has passed, but it's not over yet. My brother and I must flee House Organa. It's only a matter of time before House Bayless makes another move against us.
Why don't you come with me? It's probably safer.
For us, but not for you. I'm sorry, but it's better if we go. Captain, we will always remember you as our champion. Farewell.